Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann and welcome back to Flossy Friday. And this week's weekly update is about the giant Harry Potter. I don't have any haul to show you. I don't have any shout outs and I haven't read any books. So, since this was going to be like a 4-minute long video, I was talking to Adele about a week ago, and she told me that she just sent me a message, and she was like, I'm caught up with FlossTube, and I'm bored, so I'm starting you over from number 1. And she was like, you haven't done a whip parade in a really long time. So, I haven't done a whip parade in a long time. I haven't done a stash parade, and I've never done a finish parade. So, on my Dyed Panda group on Facebook, I posted a poll, and I said, which of these 3 would you like to see this month? And overwhelmingly, the decision was a finish parade. So, I figured since this is a really slow week for me, and I've only been working on one thing, and I have nothing else to show you but that one thing, that this would be the perfect week to do one of those. So, overwhelmingly, y'all picked Finish Parade, which I've never done, actually. So, that'll be kind of fun. And so, you see stuff behind me, so that's what that is. And so, I'll show you the main what I consider the main attraction, but what most of you probably consider the main attraction will be second. But I'll show my main attraction first. And then I'm gonna do a whip parade and a stash parade. One will be in November, one will be in December. I probably won't run another poll. I will probably do, it depends on whenever I have another slow week in November, and because I don't want to do a stash parade until after I have my Picture This Plus order, which I still don't have yet. I know most of you have gotten yours, but I'm okay with being one of the last ones. I don't know why, but usually, no matter how early I put mine in the day or the start of the 24 hours in July, mine usually comes the last week that they're sending out orders. I don't know why, but I'm okay with it. Like, it doesn't make me upset or mad. I did have a couple people ask me, Amanda asked me, how's your sweetest pie by the Frosted Pumpkin coming? And I'm like, I don't have my fabric yet, so it's not. And I really, really, really want to start the Apostles' Creed and the Our Father, and my fabric for those are in my order. And so, yeah. So, depending on whenever I get that and when I have a free week to do them, you see what I'm saying. Anyways, let's get to it, because that was 3 minutes. And see, told you, 5-minute long video without the finish parade. So, so this is my giant Harry Potter. Well, I guess I can kind of unroll it all, and I'll show you. I posted a picture of this the other day, and Angie was like, wow, you're speeding through that. And I'm like, no, I've been working on this for 2 years. But, okay, so this is where I'm at with it. So I have some of the top, and I have all the outside pages done except for, I think this is 1, 2, and then 3. So I have 3 pages up this side and then 2 more in the center. So 5 pages, and I'll have the entire border done and then just the insides. But for some reason, I just wanted to work on down here. I think it's because I knew I could get at least 1 color finish, because y'all know that I like to finish colors. Also, the banners kind of depress me a little bit, only because all that cream is just annoying to me. But that's where I'm at with my giant Harry Potter, my little chip clip to hold all of the fabric. Okay, so what I've been working on. So I finished up these 3 characters. I finished up their body and like their faces and stuff. And so I finished them. And then I finished the sword and all of these little motifs. I worked some on the Gringotts door, and I did parts of 4 Weasleys. And then I did the hot pink of Umbridge's outfit because her outfit and the Luna glasses are the only place this hot pink is located. And then this lighter pink is also in her outfit, but it's also where Dobby is, and it would be really great to get that one put away too. So I may jump up and do Dobby, or at least his head, really fast, so that way I can get another color out of my collection. But I think I'm going to work on them and at least do her outfit, and then I might jump around because there's just so many oranges and browns on this page because of the Weasleys. I kind of just need a color change. But anyways, I'm trying to at least get a page finish. So to get a page finish from the from the neck down of Umbridge and Filch and another one of the rules plaques, and these 4 Weasleys, or actually not even really this one, these 3. That would be another page finish. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And I think I'm going to jump around. But as of right now, I'm enjoying working on this. I don't really feel like putting it away. Part of me wants to work on something else next week, but it's kind of like what I was saying in my vlog from this weekend. Like, this one's really nice, like, if I'm in the mood to be stitching on it, because, like, I'm starting to get tired of, like, all the browns and oranges, but I can just skip around to another page that has more color variety. So that's one thing that I really like about this one, and another reason why it's just taking me so long to work on it, because whenever I do get it out, I love the page finishes. It's 28 pages long, so I mean, I love the page finishes, and I have several page finishes, but if I'm not tired of the piece, but I'm tired of the page or the colors that I'm working on, it is really easy for me to, like, jump around and get a totally different, like, range of colors. And because, and I showed this in my vlog, but I'll show it on here. Something that I did because I'm a crazy person, is I have 2 copies of this pattern. I have a color copy and I have a black and white copy. The black and white copy is my working copy and what I highlight the bejesus out of. And then my color copy, and I'm only restating all of this because some of you don't watch my vlogs, which I totally understand, but for, like, the back stitching and stuff, some of the colors in the black and white, obviously you don't know what color they are. And some are obvious, like this one you know for sure is black. But some of, like, the tans and stuff, there's a couple different ones in different locations, so you really need that color version to see what they are. And, like, this one, it looks like they could be black lines, but they're actually brown. So the color copy definitely helps with that. And but something that I did was I didn't do symbols and numbers, but I did go through, and every symbol that's on here, I wrote down the number. So whenever I am working on a different page, I dump out my entire bag of colors, which this is a chicken boots bag from last year's Harry Potter series, the 2016 series. So I just dump out my entire bag and I look for the numbers on this page. Sometimes the colors, like, go down and around. Whenever there's that many, I sometimes miss one, but it's easier to find if I have majority of them out. So anyways, that's that. So that's my excitement. We'll get to yours. Okay, so I don't have very many of my finishes actually finished. All of my finishes that are actually finished were for craft swaps in the 2014-2015 craft debacle craziness. But the few that I do have absolutely finished is my Frosted Pumpkin Once Upon a Time, and this frame is Gigantor. It goes in my hallway, which I need to pick out a different one because I eventually want to have the whole series finished, which is Once Upon a Time, the classic stories, and this year's Happily Ever After, which I have not worked on since March. I also got asked about that the other day. Oops. I just haven't been feeling it. I really love the border and stuff, but the stories, I'm kind of like, I don't love the stories as much as I did this one or the classics. It'll get done eventually, but I really thought that there would be different stories, I guess. And it's more of like the short ones that like nobody really knows or cares about. I don't know. I could be wrong. That's just my opinion. So, you know, the world's full of those. Anyways, so this is one that currently is in my hallway, but once I have the third one done and I have all three of them framed, I have a blank wall in my bedroom, and as I slowly get things like finished, framed, or made into wall hangings, they're going to go on that wall. And so I eventually want to put all three of them together, but until then, this sits in a very odd location in my hall. There's a sliver of wall that is a section of my closet that sticks out. Anyways, if I'm like in my room, I can see it if the door's open. So it's there. Also, fun fact, this one got done, I think before I was doing FlossTube. I found out about the Frosted Pumpkin in May of this, so the month of this one. And I looked at it and I was like, oh my god, that's cute. I bought it in May. I got it caught up by September, and then I actually stayed on top of this one. And I think I finished it either just before the end of December or just before January in 2014. 2014. So this was definitely before I started FlossTube. So some of these other ones you've seen because I've been doing FlossTube since I finished them, but I haven't finished them. But I've also just never shown all of my finishes all in one video. So this is a new one, and it's probably why most of you voted for that. But this is the Frosted Pumpkins Leaning Tower of Macaroons. Super cute. I did change one of the faces, but I can't remember which one. I don't remember which one, but one of them looked more angry, and I didn't like it, so I changed it just a little bit. But yeah, I really like this, and this is a scrap of fabric from my Harry Potter, just in case you missed that connection. This is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitcheries Christmas sampler. It's really cute. I don't know, like, and part of me doesn't know, like, hasn't finished them because I don't really know how I want to finish them. This one I want to find, like, a really cute, like, oblong, oval, white, ornate frame and maybe take it up to work. Or maybe I'll just do it in, like, an oval hoop and take it to work. I don't know. I want it to go to work, though. That's all I know. This one, there's not much room to do a whole lot. I could make it into a pillow or something because there is enough room to stitch more fabric around it and make it a pillow. But I don't know what I want to do with it. I just don't know. Maybe a wall hanging. Although I don't really have wall space for seasonal things. So I don't know. I'm leaning more towards a pillow, but I haven't found any fabric that really jumps out and speaks to me for it. But the holidays are coming up, so maybe. And I think I just finished this around last Christmas, so that's kind of why. I don't know. The next one, I really do want to get this one framed, but again, I didn't leave much room on the top and the bottom, but this is my Cloudsfactory Zodiac Sal sampler. Super adorable. I decided to finish it in the square layout because I figured that would be easier to work with. I may just have enough room to make this a wall hanging. But again, it's finding the perfect fabric for border and backing. I mean, backing to me doesn't always necessarily matter because if it's on if it's on your wall, you aren't going to see it. But it's massive and I don't want to attempt to find a frame for this. So wall hanging is probably going to be my best bet, but I want to find like some kind of like black galaxy type fabric for a border, and then I can do just like a plain blue as the backing. But yeah, that's my Cloudsfactory Zodiac sampler. This is kind of fun, actually. I haven't seen a lot of these in a really long time. Okay, so this one's going to look a little crazy, and there's not much room at the bottom of it, but I'll explain to you why. So I started this one out the way that you're supposed to in the center, and went from there. But what happened was, so this is my story time classics. What had happened was, the pumpkins revealed that so Charles Dickens is actually the December story. They revealed that they did stitch up A Great Gatsby 1, and they were going to release that as an extra, and I'm a little OCD, so it really bothered me that I would have 13 stories, but not all 13 would be on here. And some people didn't like one or two of them, and like somebody changed one of them to Harry Potter, which I thought was amazing, and I can't remember who did it, but it's floating on Instagram. Just look at the old school Storytime Classics hashtag. You will find it. And she did enough of an up close that you can copy it. And she even said, like, I'm going to take this up close. You can copy it. But she did a Harry Potter for one of them, and I can't remember which one. She replaced one of her favorites, or one of her least favorites. But anyway, so the other thing that I did was I put full backgrounds within the frames. It really bothered me that these were supposed to be like little miniature portraits, but they weren't full coverage inside of the frames. Again, I'm OCD. So I created full coverage backgrounds for mine. So like Alice in Wonderland, I added that dark navy blue. This one was really easy. I added the blue up here, and I added a little bit more greenery. Oh, I added more green down here. I added navy carpet and a maroon background because I thought that's very Sherlocky. I added sky in hers, and I put a navy background between the characters and blue, and this one I did navy, and I filled in more of the water, did a sky, did a sky, did a sky. This one, she didn't have like a bedroom color, so I added the navy. And this one, I made it at nighttime because I thought that would make, I thought that would make it stand out more. And this one, I also made navy. So I made those full coverage inside of the frame so that they actually looked like portraits. And I love that I did that, but it took forever. This is another one that I finished, and this is another one that I want like a circular kind of ornate frame for, but this one I will put on my kitchen counter. This is on, most of these I don't know the name of the fabric, This one I dyed myself. This one I was gifted, but it's just a brown, like it's old. This one is Picture This Plus Gothic. It's the called for fabric. I don't remember the name of this one, but it's the called for fabric. I do know that. And this is Tea Time by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is on Picture This Plus Midas. It is a gold colored fabric. I thought that the gold would really make the white and the teal stand out and would look really pretty with the pink. I did this on 18 count. This is also one of my first 18 count stitches. And let me show you, this is a 1/8 from Picture This Plus. This is how small this pattern is on 18 count. So I could either do this 3 more times, but I'm pretty excited to have so much of this left over. This was a really fun fabric to stitch on. And so I've been really waiting to find the perfect frame so that way I can cut this piece up and use it again, because I can stitch something, I can stitch another like smaller thing, and then I could stitch another small long thing. I don't know. I really, really, really liked this fabric. Again, Midas, Picture This Plus. This is another Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. This is the Pumpkin Passport. This is another one that I actually stayed on top of. Well, I got a bit behind, but I did finish it just at the beginning of January, this last year. This was last year's Let's Go on an Adventure Pumpkin Passport. I didn't make too many changes. I did add the country's flag in every single one. The British flag, I didn't put the little crosses. So that's something that before I frame this, that is something that I want to do. I put France and Holland's and Switzerland's and Russia's and Greece and Canada's. Put them all. So that's something that I added, was the little flags for every country, because I thought that would be really fun. Like, here we go. There's Egypt. Just fun. It's just cute and fun. There's one. For Japan, she's holding the little flag. I put Sydney's. I put theirs on the boat. All right, so that's enough of that. But anyways, this one I definitely think I want to do a canvas finish, but I need to put this in my purse to see what size to get, see what will look good. This is another one that I'm going to have a lot of the fabric left, and I'm really excited about this. Oh, this is Picture This Plus. I don't know the name of it, but it is the called for fabric for the Pumpkin Passport. This is also Picture This Plus, and it is the called for fabric for this pattern. This is the Sleepy Hollow pattern. And I believe this is 16 count. I bought the kit for this. So one thing that I did do for this one is I took out the alphabet, because I don't hate samplers, but it has to be, for me, it has to be just the right sampler to have the alphabet in it. I don't feel like everything needs the alphabet on it. So I just did the main motif, and then I bumped up. This is below the alphabet. I just bumped it up. I made it smaller. There's a matching Christmas one. I do have that pattern. It was in a magazine. It's now available on their website to buy, but I have the magazine version of it. And so I'm gonna do it on this same background, and I'm just gonna do it down here, but that gives me half the fabric still. So I'm pretty okay with that. I might make this into a little bitty pillow or something, because it's so tiny and cute. Or I may just frame it in a tiny, tiny little frame, or get a really small canvas, like an 8x10 or something. I don't know. Or like a 5x7. I might get a 5x7 and staple that onto canvas, so that way I can just pop it out and lean it and it's easy to put away with all my Halloween stuff. But I am planning on doing the Christmas one on the bottom half here, so that way I have a whole another section of this fabric to do another smaller pattern on. I want to say this is Haunted, but I could totally be wrong. I don't remember the name of this fabric. I really don't. But it is the called for fabric because I bought the kit for this. So there's that. This is another Frosted Pumpkin stitchery. I finished this one this year. This is my Halloween town. I did make a couple of changes. I used DMC variegated for the grass, and so like some of the variegated that was supposed to be like Weeks Dye Works or Gentle Arts or whichever it was, I don't remember. I did change them to the DMC variegated, like the black. Some of the black is the variegated, and some of the black, like the words, is solid. So I kind of mixed it around. This is not the called for fabric. This is Picture This Plus, and it is a crystal, which it did call for a crystal, but it called for like a light beigey color. Sand, maybe? Ale? I don't know. I don't remember the called for fabric. But I originally started this on something similar to the called for fabric, and I didn't know, like my piece was really like skinny and long because they said 4 parts. I didn't know that it would be 3 parts and 1 long one at the bottom, so it wasn't going to be long enough, and I did want to include the bottom. Oh, the other thing that I changed is the skulls are supposed to be black. I made them white with black in the teeth. I can't remember the name of this fabric, but it is Picture This Plus. I say it in the videos where I'm working on this. I just can't remember right now. I feel like I'm now very unprepared. I felt like I was on top of things, and now I'm not. So I have this is another one that I want to staple to canvas, so that way whenever it's time to decorate for Halloween and for Christmas, they can be in my bins for those seasons, and they're just like easy to just like set out, and easy to put away. Every time I go by Hobby Lobby, I forget to bring them with me to find out what size canvas I need to staple them onto. But I also finished Christmas Town, and I believe I finished this year as well. Maybe. But I did finish Christmas Town. I did buy the kit for this because this was my first time ever using Kreinik. And so I bought the kit, 1, so that way I would have the fabric, and 2, so I would have the right amount of Kreinik and the right size and everything. And I don't hate using Kreinik. I honestly don't. I hate using the DMC more than I hate Kreinik. But I've never tried Petite Treasure Braid, so I don't know how much better that is over Kreinik, but I will tell you Kreinik is way better than the DMC version, so I'm okay with that. I'm trying to think if I made many changes to this, and I don't think I did. I really don't think I did. But he's really cute. Again, I bought the kit, so called for fabric. I want to say that it starts with an A, but I could totally be wrong. But it is also a crystal fabric. So maybe I will leave the few of these that I want to staple on canvas out, and I'll just make a trip to Hobby Lobby at some point soon. And then I'll get to show you my FFOs. Okay. Yeah. These 3 I don't know what I want to do with yet. Well, this one's definitely going to get framed. This one's probably going to be a wall hanging, so I need to look for fabric, not canvases or frames. And this one's probably going to become a pillow. So, same story. So, anyways, the pile's getting smaller. All right, 3 left. So this is another finish. This is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, and this is Summer Beach Day. It's a summer pattern. I also have the autumn one. I do want to start that one really soon. I started it a long time ago, didn't like the fabric, so I bought the called for fabric in 18 count by Picture This Plus. This is also the called for, well, let me rephrase. This is the called for colored fabric from Picture This Plus. It's called Coastal in 18 count, which is not the called for size, and not crystal, which the crystal version is what's called for. And I'll tell you why. Because the summer and the autumn are the same size, and they're doing a winter one this December, and they're doing a spring one, I'm assuming like February, March, maybe April timeframe. By next year, all 4 will be out, is what Ashley and Amanda have said. And I don't like that some of them were crystal and some of them were not. Again, OCD, I like things to match. And since I already had the autumn repurchased, or not repurchased, since I purchased new 18 count autumn fabric, not crystal, I didn't want this one to be crystal. So what I'm going to do is I calculated them out, and if they're all the same size, which the first 2 are, there's a little bit of wiggle room, but on 18 count, I can put all 4 of them in the same frame, 16 by 20, which is a standard frame size. So whenever I get them done, I think I'm going to sew them together, maybe with a little bit of sashing, maybe not, and then staple them to a canvas, an 18 by 20 canvas, and then get an 18 by 20 frame, so that way I can leave it out year round and have like a year thing. So this won't ever get finally finished until I get the other 3 seasons finished, and 2 of them aren't out yet, so you can't be mad at me for that one. I'm just saying, you can't be mad at me for that one. The next one is a Satsuma Street finish. We're finally not talking about Frosted Pumpkins. This is a Satsuma Street finish. This is Hello Morning. It's my little cock-a-doodle-doo rooster, and I finally finished him. I always knew that you could staple finishes onto canvas, but I guess I just never really thought of it, and whenever I started KonMariing my house, I found a 2-pack of 8x10, and the only 2 patterns that fit on the 8x10 canvases were my 2 Satsuma Street finishes. So I went ahead and I stapled them onto canvas, and they've been just sitting in my kitchen window by my breakfast table. I want to put them somewhere else. I just haven't, in my kitchen. I just haven't decided exactly where. But I stapled the back, and then I cut off all the excess fabric. Again, this is a Picture This Plus fabric. I believe this is moss. And this is a 14 count. But isn't he so cute? I just love him. And he's fun to look at, and he's finished. I'm not going to pop this into an actual open frame. I just like him sitting on the canvas, but depending on where I choose to put him, I may put a tooth backing to hang him up on the wall, but right now he just leans in the window, and they're nice to look at. They're right by the kitchen window. The last one is this one, and this is a Picture This Plus fabric. It starts with a J. It's not Jazz, because that's, maybe it's Jewel. It's the purple one that starts with a J. Okay, I know that I'm failing at names of fabric, but at least I can kind of point you in the right direction. I feel a little bit better because I can point you in the right direction. So this is another Satsuma Street finish, 14 count, fits on an 8x10 canvas, stapled. And this is Garden Cat, and look, he's just so freaking cute. The only change that I made to this one is the bee's wings were not supposed to be blue, and I made them blue because they stood out more, and I just liked it. But that's the only change that I made to this. This was so much fun to stitch. He's cute. yeah, so this is probably also how I'm going to finish Halloween Cat once I get it done. So we'll see once I finally get that done. But anyways, that was my finished parade. I really hope that y'all enjoyed it. A little bit longer of a video today, but not going to be as long as my whip parade because I have so many whips and a lot of stash. So, I'll just explain those really fast. My whip parade is going to be everything that has stitches put towards it. So anything that can be labeled in progress. I have a lot of things kitted up, but no stitches in them. So to me, that would be more like a stash. So that's how I'm going to break it up. In my stash, I will show my fabrics that I currently have in stash and my patterns that I currently have in stash. And patterns that are kitted will also be included in stash. So like I said, definitely not doing stash until I have that Pictureless Plus order in, because maybe I'll do them in the same video just to, I don't know, combine them. And then I think maybe it would be smart to do the whips in December because it's the month before the new year. And yeah, that was my finished parade. I really hope that y'all enjoyed it. If y'all do have any questions, please comment down below. And let me know what you think of this video. And I will see y'all next week. Bye, guys.